What's up, everyone? So today, guys, you're going to be saying one of the worst free agency signings from this year, which is, there has been a couple, but for me, there's only been one that's been the worst, and that one is the one we're going to be talking about in a second, and it's a pretty bad sign. Now that I think that player should have stayed in the NFL, but I think he probably could have been signed for yes. Now that player wanted what he got. He wanted more money than most teams were willing to give him, but this team gave him the money, and that team is the Memphis Grizzlies. The Memphis Grizzlies gave him the money, which is probably not a surprise. It's probably not a surprise that Dillon Brooks is the person I'm talking about. Dillon Brooks wanted too big of a contract than they were willing to give the Memphis Grizzlies were willing to give to him. So Dillon Brooks was in free agency. At one point, I personally thought he was going to go to overseas, PA, and then, well, the rest is history, I should say. Okay, they signed him to a really bad contract, and it wasn't bad if he was a rookie or a couple years into his career. But if you look at his age, it's not good what they signed. Now, does certainly have some years left, but when he has had experience. It's not so Canadian professional. He was born in Canada. He's 27 years old, and he joined the Memphis Grizzlies in 2017. So, Dillon Brooks wanted a big, long-term contract. And when you're 6'6", that's around the perfect for a power forward. A power forward is 6'6". So that's the perfect height for a power forward. But the contract that he wanted was similar to so he says he wants a bigger role in shooting the basketball, and he wants a lot of money. So Dillon Brooks signed a 4-year, $86 million contract with the Memphis Grizzlies included. So he definitely, it was definitely a bit of a surprise that he got signed to the match. But athletes nowadays get signed to some ridiculous amounts of money, even if they're barely a star. So the Brooks signed a reported 4-year, $80 million deal with the Houston Rockets on July 8th. Brooks joined the Rockets via a sign-and-trade deal involving 5 teams: the Rockets, Grizzlies, Atlanta Hawks, LA Clippers, and Oklahoma City Thunder, which he signed a $80 million deal. So $80 million is around the thing where you're good, but you are not a superstar. $80 million for nowadays NBA is it. So he got signed to a 4-year, which is $20 million a deal, which is high, which is higher than most people in the NBA make per year. He makes $20 million a year, which is higher than most people make in the NBA. So he has to prove that he was worthy to that big contract. And you guys might be wondering, but still, he's pretty good, right? He's great. But what I personally don't like is he said he wants more shots than he got in Memphis, which already kind of concerns me because he got a lot of them in Memphis, which is concerning if he wants more than that. But that shouldn't worry you too much. That's okay. That's whatever, we're gonna work on it. His team have to think, okay, whatever, we're gonna work on it. But then also, obviously, I said he wants more shots. But another thing about that is there's young people on that team. And he is taking shots away from young people that have joined the NBA recently. Which, if you're a fan of those teams, like Jalen Green hasn't been in the NFL for that young. So if you're a fan of any of those teams, you are not going to like what's happening. Now, he is still a great player. Don't get me wrong. Now, he can become the superstar that we hope he could become. He already kind of is. He's already a great player. But for a 4-year, $80 million deal, it might be a little, just a tiny bit of an overpay. It's probably not too much of an overpay. Now, so it's Dillon Brooks has to perform good. Jalen Green is the main person I'm concerned about because he said he wants a bigger role in that offense, which is if you want a bigger role and you're already taking a lot of shots like him, he's not taking as much shots as Ja Morant when they're on the court. But Ja Morant is the superstar. Ja Morant is one of the best players in the NBA. He's a top 5 for sure. He's a top 5 talent in the NBA. Ja Morant is. So he gets a lot of shots. Dillon Brooks gets a lot of shots for his team. And also, Ja Morant is an underrated passer. Now guys may be wondering, what do you mean? What do you mean? Well, Ja Morant is an underrated passer, guys. I don't think you guys realize some of his assists are crazy. Some of his videos are not like some of his videos are not idle. So some of his assist videos, he has his own channel, guys. His channel is actually pretty good. You guys should go check out Ja Morant's channel. But so Dillon Brooks basically said he wants more shots, which is kind of concerning, considering that he's already taken shots away from the superstar that is Ja Morant. Ja Morant is a superstar, guys. Ja Morant is a superstar, so if you take shots away from a superstar of his level, Ja Morant is one of the best superstars. I don't care what any of you guys say. So if you're taking away one of the best superstars in Ja Morant, and then you get traded away, you gotta be good if you're taking away shots. And Jalen Green is in his first 5 seasons. Now Ja was too, and Ja is more proven than Jalen Green. Ja is one of the best NBA players. So he is more proven. So Ja Morant is great. Ja Morant is great. I don't care what any of you guys say. Ja Morant is one of the best players in the NBA. And then you have Dillon Brooks, who takes shots away from almost every player he joins.